Ever since Squid Game smashed Netflix viewership records, all the major streaming platforms have been looking for non-English shows with similar potential to expand their audience. With that being said, here are some of the overseas original shows that could easily become the next Squid Game, as well as other interesting news. Stay tuned to hear all about it. First up is Somebody. Although the series may have a nondescript name, it could very well take off in 2022, mainly because the story follows a developer and her friends as they get involved in a murder case linked to a dating app. You have to accept that dating shows have always been a hit, whether they're reality TV shows or fiction dramas, and the dating app element here definitely has the potential to make the series feel totally topical, given the growing number of romantic relationships that start online. For example, a survey conducted by Morning Consult in 2021 showed that over 13% of the U.S. adult participants have met their partner online, which was a 10% increase from the previous year. Besides this, the lead actor of the series, Kim Young-kwang, has over 1 million followers on Instagram, which will be very helpful in marketing the series and increasing the total viewership. Although we don't have an official release date yet, we're already hooked. Next up, we have Anna. Even though Italian television isn't quite as popular as its European counterparts in Spain, United Kingdom, France, and Scandinavia, it has been producing impressive shows, such as My Brilliant Friend, and they've maintained the streak with Anna. Debuting on AMC+, it's being described as one of the most disturbing yet visually stunning shows that have debuted this year, and just wait till you hear the story that is definitely going to shock you. It's set in a world, the southern part of Italy to be precise, where the adults have become victims to a virus called the Red Fever, leaving the children as the only survivors. The show looks like a hypnotic mix of The Walking Dead, Bugsley Malone, and that surreal sun-kissed scenery from Call Me By Your Name. At its heart is the 13-year-old lead actress, Julia Dragotto, who can be seen both in the before part, where the virus squirms and coughs its way through the adults, as she searches for her younger brother in the disturbing post-pandemic world, which is literally horror of horrors for an Italian food enthusiast. We don't know about you, but it's already giving us an adrenaline rush. The show is haunting, unsettling, full of jaw-dropping visuals and horrifying moments, which makes it totally unique. Now on to Battle Royale. Battle Royale, the debut and only novel by Japanese author Koshun Takami, is perhaps the ultimate standard when we're talking about survival game stories. It was first published in the late 1990s and has since spawned a seinen manga series also written by Takami, as well as a feature film, which was directed by Kinji Fukusaka. The story revolves around a class of high school students who are transported to an island under the fascistic government of the Republic of Greater East Asia. They're tasked with surviving 3 consecutive days there. And yes, you've guessed it, it's not going to be easy at all. The thing is, if more than one person survives in the end, they'll kill everyone. Yes, this is exactly like Squid Game, in which there could only be one winner. It's every man for himself, and the students do realize it quickly. Though it's not free from controversy and highly violent, the influence that it has is undeniable. Just think of your favorite Fortnite mode. In fact, Hwang Dong-hyuk, the writer and director of Squid Game, admitted that he drew inspiration from Takami's work when he first began working on his series. Up next, we have Container. This is going to be Apple TV Plus's first Russian-language show. The story follows a surrogate mother who must figure out the house dynamics of a wealthy government household for whom she's carrying a child. It may attract some attention in the United States right away because it stars Oksana Akinshina, who also starred in 2004's The Bourne Supremacy, which earned nearly $300 million worldwide. And the nostalgia factor for people finally seeing their favorite actress again on the screens is another plus point. Besides this, the series can easily appeal to the Apple TV subscribers as they were totally impressed by its critically acclaimed series Tehran, so it's only natural for them to crave another foreign language thriller. The series has already been chosen to be screened at the MIP Drama, just think of this as Cannes or Sundance, but for TV series, where upcoming high-end shows are showcased for potential buyers. This clearly indicates that the media executives see the series as having a potential global appeal. And now for The Sound of Magic. There are already thousands of people waiting for The Sound of Magic because it's going to be based on a popular digital comic called Anarasu Manara, which originated in South Korea. It continues to get thousands of more likes as we speak. It tells the story of a high school girl who wants to mature as quickly as possible, which leads her to a magician. Going to be distributed by Netflix, it stars Choi Sang-eun, a rising Korean star, and Ji Chang-wook, who is an established Korean star. He can be a valuable marketing asset for the show to get major viewership worldwide, thanks to his 18.6 million followers on Instagram. Next is Feria, the darkest light. All the shows we've mentioned so far have some horror elements, but this one is going to stand out for true enthusiasts of the horror genre. The show follows two sisters who must face the reality of their parents' participation in a cult ritual that resulted in death. Getting goosebumps, right? It's true that the darker subject of the show may not be for everyone, but horror shows can still pull off millions of viewership, especially in the United States when The Haunting of Bly Manor was watched for more than 1.2 billion minutes during its release week. In other related news, let's talk about some interesting news about the Netflix series. Squid Game Season 2 will have bigger and better games. Yes, Squid Game has officially been renewed for a second season, and the best thing? The creator, Hwang Dong-hyuk, doesn't want to keep us in the dark about the season, so he has been sharing every update and dropping hints at what to anticipate from the second season. Recently, he said in an interview that he already has great ideas in his mind. He teased that the games are going to be newer, bigger, and better than the first season. Although we don't know the exact plot yet, the second season is likely to pick up after the show's protagonist, Gi-hun, decides to play the brutal game again and put an end to it. We saw in the Season 1 finale that he decides not to go visit his daughter in the United States and instead calls the game number, hinting that he's coming to play again. This only gets us more excited, as they're going to put a new twist to the games, as choosing to go with the same games from the first season would have been repetitive and boring. Squid Game was going to be turned into a digital comic before Netflix picked it up. Hwang Dong-hyuk sat down for another interview to discuss the series. During the interview, he said that before the show got picked up by Netflix, he considered turning it into a webtoon-style digital comic. Hwang stated that his goal was to gain enough popularity with the online webtoon to turn the story into a live-action show, but when Netflix expanded its production into South Korea, Hwang skipped the idea of the webtoon and finally brought his vision to life. With all of the roles that Hwang created for Squid Game, the survival show showed its true vision, but it's no surprise that he wanted to pitch his story as a webtoon first. This has been an ongoing trend that several popular Korean digital comics are getting picked up by streamers to be turned into live-action series. Netflix's All of Us Are Dead is the recent example, and given the recent trends, Hwang's strategy to turn the story into a webtoon first would have eventually resulted in Netflix picking up the show. Will the dead characters be back in Season 2 of Squid Game? Squid Game's characters are one of its best features, with each one being uniquely developed and three-dimensional. But almost all of the cast died in the first season due to the nature of the game. Therefore, beloved characters like Kang Sang-byuk and Abdul Ali won't be seen in the second season, but the creator seems to have some plans for these characters. He said in an interview that he'll try to bring them back in the second season, maybe in flashback or a dream sequence. He especially said that maybe Se-byuk's character can have a twin sister. To be honest, it'll be a huge mistake as the plot will get repetitive. The best way to spice things up is to introduce new interesting characters with a story completely different from the first season, and bringing back the previous ones will only serve as a distraction for the new ones. Like Season 1 was already fully developed, so the point of adding flashback scenes seemed pointless. That's a wrap for the video. Are you excited for Season 2 of Squid Game? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. See you in the next one.